Welcome back to LearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and as you can tell from the countdown clock, the lesson is about to get started. In case you're new with this, there's a few things I'd like to show you to help you throughout the lesson. These lessons are always guided and shaped by your questions, and if you're live with us today, there's a couple different ways you can do that. One is in the public live chat, and the other is the Ask Jamin a Question button, where you can ask me a question privately, and I won't share your identity in case you're afraid that your question is stupid. But it's not. If you're in the archives, though, then just open up the survey. At the end of that, there's a place where you can ask your question. I will say I frequently get questions from students in the archives watching a lesson from 6 months ago, and I have no idea what they're talking about. So please try to be as specific as possible. If you're watching this at LearnPianoLive.com, there should be a PDF and an MP3 button right next to this video. The PDF will often have additional video links inside, so you can get more in-depth instruction on each of the topics. And if you're the kind of person who likes to print out the PDF so you can make the same notes on your physical version as I'm making during the lesson, now would be the time to do that. The MP3 is just a play-along track so you can practice more after the lesson. In traditional lessons, a teacher is going to actually present some new concept for maybe 5 or 10 minutes every couple weeks. The rest of the time is going to be spent applying and refining those concepts. Well, here I'm spouting off hours of new information every week, so it's totally unreasonable to expect you to actually absorb all of that. Instead, the goal of these live lessons is for you to find some little nugget of something that makes sense, but is a bit of a challenge, and for you to go practice it, because practice is where all the improvement's gonna happen. So don't feel bad if you have to leave the live lesson when you find that little thing that you're gonna practice. And of course, if I'm going too fast, you can always rewind the live lessons or replay in the archives as much as you want. If these live lessons start feeling random or meandering, it's because they are, on purpose. So if you're the kind of person who wants classical training with a step-by-step method, then you're going to want to check out Pilates Academy on the website. It's included in your live lesson subscription, so you can do both or either. And the upper levels are seriously hard work, but it's going to take you all the way from ground zero, all the way up to being ready to enter any major music college as a piano major in classical or jazz. And finally, it's most people's favorite. This is application, where we take the past concepts from other live lessons and we see how they apply to an actual, real song that already exists. And since there's like 1,000 different ways to play any song, you're just going to work on the version that is appropriate for your level. So that might just mean playing one note at a time for right now. Or maybe you're working on chords or covering the full song. Or maybe you're just seeing how the song breaks down so you can better write and transcribe your own songs in the future. But whatever your level is, the goal is not this song. So even if you don't play the whole entire song, you'll get better by even attempting a little bit of it, and attempt it we shall. Welcome back to LearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and this is our chat moderator, the incomparable Kendra.
Guess what? I already know that I said I was back in school like last week or whatever.
Yes.
But I have had 2 math tests since I came back to school.
That's insane.
It was stressful.
That's not right.
Yeah. No, I know. We had a quiz on Wednesday and then a group test on Friday, but all the problems were like super difficult.
What is a group test? That sounds like torture.
Well, like you just take it with other people. So like our group had 3 people and we all worked together, which is great and fine and dandy. But like, but then, you know, all the problems were extremely difficult and it was, I don't know my score.
You're allowed to submit a different answer than they do, right?
No, we all have to do the exact same thing. We all have to agree on everything. And so it is very interesting.
That's its own kind of torture. Like math wasn't bad enough. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, well, at least it wasn't individual. Like there's no way I would pass that all of that was individual. It was so hard. And the teacher didn't like teach some of this stuff beforehand. So it's supposed to be something we already know.
Make it through high school.
Okay. It's very interesting, but it's okay.
Okay. Good luck out there.
Oh, thank you.
Mean, cruel world. All right. Well, today we're supposed to be doing Stairway to Heaven. So we're going to start on an A. In order to find an A, you're just going to take any group of 3 black notes and take the middle note and drag it up. We call to the right up because these notes get higher and to the left gets lower. So when I say up, I mean to the right. So we're going to drag that note right there up, and we land on an A every single time. So group of 3, middle note, drag it up, we land on an A. It doesn't really matter which one you start on. In fact, throughout this lesson, I'll probably be starting on different A's. But after you set your A, you have to keep all the relationships the same. So pick one and go with it. I'll pick this one for now, and we're going to go with A, B, C. So that's kind of convenient. It goes straight through the alphabet there. Starts on an A. And it's going to help out a whole lot if you say the words as you go through it. So if you can say, there's a lake. In fact, the best thing is to sing along. But I know a lot of, especially adult students, are very self-conscious and don't want to sing stuff out loud. So you can just say the words, there's a lay. Because we also have a second half of the word right there, which gets a B. Back down to that B that we were on before. So there's a lady. That's where things get weird, and that's where saying the words really helps out, because otherwise you end up with stuff like there's a lady, because it makes sense that one note would go with one word, but that's not the way it goes. It often goes one word per syllable, and sometimes even that rule doesn't apply. So saying the words is really going to help. There's a lady who's. Then we're going to jump back from the A up to C. Sure. All that glitters is, this is a great example, gold. We took gold, which is one syllable, and split it up into two, so we can have gold. All right, so far with the track, those notes, just getting the A and the B and the C, and feel free to pause the video whenever you want and practice this stuff. If you're watching this live, there's a live button on the thing, so you can pause it and just practice on something. Click on live and you'll be back with us live. But anyway, let's try that, just that much with the track. And a 2. And a 1, 2. Here we go. There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold. So it goes by pretty fast. Then we have and she's by is C, D, E, and we're just gonna go straight down E, D, C, B, A, G. E, D, C, B, A, G. G is right next to A in the musical alphabet. So after we get past the A, we're on a G, and then we're gonna play heaven or heaven. Either way, you'll probably, if you know the song a lot, you'll then, if you've heard it a lot, you'll want to play heaven. If you've never heard it before, that's really weird and difficult. So just go heaven. So all of that with the track, we're going to also, once we get to here, that's all just going to repeat. So I'm going to keep on playing, even though we haven't even talked about that. The words change, but the notes stay the same. So we're just going to play that first part twice in a row, and then all we have left after that is the ooh-oohs. Let's try it. 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, go. There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold, and she's buying a stairway to heaven. Do it again. When she gets there, she knows if the stores are all closed, with a word she can get what she came for. Okay, let's pause that. And real quick, want to point out this note right here. I played a C there because I told everyone I was going to play the same exact thing that I played before. Technically, when they sing it, they sing a B instead of a C right there, and they sing a C at the beginning. So that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The sixth note is a C right there and a B right there. Either one of those is going to work in either situation. In fact, depending on how familiar you are with the song, the B might even sound more right to you right there. Then all we have left is the ooh-oohs. She's buying it with Stairway to Heaven. So we're going to go from the C, jump up to the E, and then down to D, and then play D and walk it straight down to A. Last line is going to be she's buying. Yikes. Yeah, so we got buying is C-D-E, a stairway to heaven. And same thing here, we can either go heaven or heaven. However it is that you're wanting to play that. I had a feeling.
Hey, Jamin, it's time for our feature of the day,
Yes.
which is a question from a student from Mailbag.
Fantastic.
Which is, why are jazz and classical musicians so snobby?
Yes. saw that ahead of time, so that wouldn't come in. Yeah, so why are jazz and classical musicians so snobby? Well, everyone can be a jerk no matter what type of music you play. But I think probably what most people are sensing when they have that feeling is that, jazz and classical are legitimately more, man, I almost said sophisticated. That's the wrong word. More developed arts than the other genres are. There's more depth of information theory stuff to those than almost all of the others. However, so you can be a pop musician who has a lot of depth personally, but the genre itself, the whole point of the genre, as we've talked about before, especially in the songwriting workshops and stuff, the whole point is to do things that people like and can predict. And the weirder you get, the deeper you get into your music theory and stuff, the more off-putting it's going to be. So the genres that are really popular are usually going to be the ones that are more basic in, as far as the theory is concerned, and technique and ability stuff. So that they are legitimately putting in more work to get their music out. So maybe that's why it seems like they are more impressed with themselves or with their music, is because their music is more impressive than the others as a list of information, or as the depth of the genre, what's contained inside of it. However, the best art is the art that speaks to you. So as far as like being better than any other genre, that's idiotic. Whatever you like, you should like and you should play. And if you get bored with it, then dive a little deeper. But yeah, I think classical and jazz are legitimately more complex than the other art forms of other musical art forms. So maybe that's why it seems that way for the people who aren't snobby, and the ones who are snobby, they were going to be snobby no matter what they played or listened to. So, don't pay attention to them. Do what you like. Let's, I think, level up. Yeah. So sadly, the lesson preview has come to an end, and it's time to say goodbye to everyone watching the free streams. Of course, paying subscribers at learnpianolive.com can continue watching this lesson and several hundred others like it in the archives. So come on over and check us out. And if you like what you saw, at least like and subscribe, and then tell your friends to head on over to learnpianolive.com to start enjoying this journey with us.